Tonight, we are here not only to mark a milestone, but to pay tribute to the incredible journey of an organization that has inspired me and many others over the years. Being a part of the Boys and Girls Club has not only boosted my academic performance, but also enhanced my leadership skills. As we celebrate tonight, let's remember our combined efforts will help uphold this crucial community resource for years to come. Thank you for your ongoing support. Here's to commemorating our achievements and looking forward to the exciting possibilities ahead. Welcome, and let's make this 25th anniversary dinner an unforgettable moment in the history of the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you.
Thank you, Desmond. Woo! I never knew I could get nervous. The Great Futures Dinner is a celebratory event hosted by various Boys and Girls Clubs nationwide and often serves as the primary annual fundraising occasion. The funds raised at this event are usually allocated to support a wide range of sports leagues, programs and services from after-school tutoring and mentoring, the arts and crafts workshops, and so forth. Throughout these activities, the clubs have helped countless young people develop skills like confidence and resilience they need in life to succeed. During tonight's event, guests will have the opportunity to reminisce about the past, experiences, and memories. They can participate in thought-provoking discussions with a panel of alumni organization stakeholders, connect with children to gain fresh perspectives and insight, and enjoy a delightful meal while engaging in meaningful conversations. So, sit back, unwind, and prepare to be part of something truly exceptional. Thank you for your support, and let's create an unforgettable evening.
That your fear seems to hide deep inside your mind. All alone I have cried, silent tears full of pride, in a world made of steel, made of
lovely performers. Thank you, club members. Next, I'll have Peyton Pittman to the stage for our blessing of the food. Somebody's still having a feeling. What a feeling.
Good afternoon, my name is Peyton Pittman, and I'm a youth club member at Boys and Girls Club. Will you please bow your heads as I bless the food? Heavenly Father, we come to you with hearts filled with gratitude as we mark this significant milestone for the Boys and Girls Club. For 25 years, this organization has been the beacon of hope, guiding and shape the lives of countless young individuals. With love, care, and dedication, today as we share this meal, we ask you for your blessing upon the food. Before us, the people gathered around this table, and the hands that have worked diligently to prepare the food, may this food nourish our bodies as your love nourishes our souls. We also pray for continued strength, wisdom, and resources for the Boys and Girls Club, so it may keep lighting the path for future generations. Let this anniversary celebrate not only be a reflection of the past achievements, but also a commitment to future endeavors, fostering in environments where every child is valued, supported, and inspired. May our gathering today reinforce the bonds of community, friendship, and shared purpose. Amen.
Now we will have Ms. Janet Lyles and Mr. Lee Wagner to take the stage for announcements.
Good evening, all of you. Thank you so much. I want to ask first, who had a tear in their eye when these beautiful kids were up here dancing? Come on, Charles. This is what it's all about. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tonight, we want to recognize some of our major sponsors. Where's someone? First, Flowers Foods. Thomasville Ford and Thomasville Toyota, thank you. And Austin and Philip Wall, thank you. Before I leave, I just want to recognize someone who is very special for us tonight, Larry Harmon, who is our first board chair. Traveled all the way down from South Carolina to join us tonight. But I want to thank each of you. I hope you enjoyed the night. It's going to be a grand night, and thank you for celebrating 25 years.
Well, hello. Hello. I'm sure you knew that you would hear from me eventually, right? But on behalf of this wonderful organization, our staff, our community, our kids, our parents, thank you for being here, and thank you for all that you have meant to this organization and to our kids, our current kids, and of course our alumni kids that have been with us off and on for 25 years. They come and go, but hopefully they will always be but kids. And so for those of you that have been with us as partners for this 25-year journey, thank you. Your support has been wonderful. Your support has been put to great use, and your support has impacted thousands of lives. So give yourselves a hand.
We are getting ready to start for a lovely evening, and normally we would have a speaker, but tonight we wanted to walk you through what it's been like for the past 25 years and how it began. Let us welcome Marta to the stage.
Thank everybody. I'm so pleased to be here. You'll be pleased to know that I'm not speaking. I'm just here to help the speaker speak and to tell the story. And I'm certainly pleased to be a part of doing this. When the whole thing started all those years ago, Flowers Foods, of course, needed to be a part of this and has continued to be all these years. I had the privilege of helping put together the first board. And since then, the company, which is no longer my company, I'm long retired, but it still has a presence. But I'm honored to still be connected in that way. My name is Martha Jones Turner. I am your moderator for tonight. We have amazing speakers who are going to be joining me, who have wonderful experience. We're really going to think of it as telling the story of the Boys and Girls Club for 25 years. It's going to be informal, easy, conversational, and I hope enjoyable for you. We are going to be very cognizant of time and do these stories in a concise way. Every single one of these folks could tell a story that took the whole evening and into tomorrow, but we can't do that. So we're going to hit the high points and talk about 25 years in just a few minutes, just about 25 to 30 minutes. So let me first introduce our panelists. And panelists, I ask you let's see. Our storytellers are Lakita Mobley. Lakita was a club kid. She completed her education and now is a teacher at Harper School. And Lakita, where are you? Where is she? Is she gone? She's missing. Okay, she's back there buying art. That's a good thing. Still supporting. Come on up, Lakita. We also have Robert Peterson. Robert was a club kid who completed college, served in the Marine Corps, and now works at Prime Meridian Bank. Come on up, Robert.
Right there.
Sammy Dixon and his wife Kim were years ago mentors, and he's going to tell you about how that has developed as an amazing relationship with Robert through the years. Larry Harmon has already been mentioned. Larry served on the founding board of this organization and marshaled support that made it possible to establish the club. Welcome, Larry. Come on up. Austin Watt is the granddaughter of founder Marguerite Neel Williams, and also, of course, has been a champion for the club since she moved to Thomasville more than 20 years ago. And finally, our Lee Wagner. Lee, you know Lee already. He was the first director, and after leading other clubs, he came home again in '99. And Lee, I looked at it, you've been well over half the years, right? Well over half. You've been executive director most of the time here, and we're glad you're back. So please join me in welcoming all of our panelists. Each member of this panel, ready? No problem. Thank you for your time. Every member of this panel has played a really important role in the success of our Boys and Girls Club. Their stories in combination will give us a glimpse into how the idea was born for this club to be, and how that idea then developed into this very impactful organization that has benefited club kids and their families for 25 years. So it's a story. Let's talk to our first storyteller. Larry, you're up. You were here at the beginning. Please tell us what sparked the idea to form a Boys and Girls Club, and then how did that idea kind of gain traction? What was it like in that early stage? How did that?
Well, thank you. I'm on okay. Well, thank you, Marta. Originally, there was a council formed by Chief John Perry in the mid-90s that was formed to address community policing. And at some point, this committee chose to do a survey of Thomasville and Thomas County. And the survey went out through the Thomasville Utilities Department. And we asked responders to please give their greatest concerns in the community. And what we got back was in every area of the city, the concerns were exactly the same. And it had to do basically with their caring for youth and something for them to do, safe place to go, those type of things. So out of that, while a problem was identified, maybe we didn't know what to do necessarily. But someone did. That someone was Marguerite Williams, who I worked for at the time. Marguerite invited me to a meeting along with half of Thomasville at the plaza. And anyone interested in learning about a Boys and Girls Club, and had David Rourke from Atlanta come down and give a presentation. He told Marguerite that it only takes $70,000 a year to run the club. I think the second or third year we were up to about 800. Anyway, that's kind of the way it got started. And so she, on the way out of the meeting, she asked me to head up. And what am I going to tell her? No. Yes, ma'am. Be happy to. And really, it's one of the most rewarding things in my life. And I'm very proud of having a small part of that, but I'm prouder of the people that have come after me and maintained it and made it grow and made it even better.
I think it would be interesting. I remember that survey. I remember being at that meeting at the plaza. Let's see who, I mean, it's 25 years. A lot of those people are gone. Who remembers being there? Am I the only one? Oh, now, some of these young people. We have a few that were there and were tapped to try to help. So, great thing to do, and what an amazing work you started, and then the free coffee. So thank you, Lance. Thank you. Where's our sound guy? What am I doing wrong? I hesitate to even get close to it, wouldn't you? Okay. Our next story, and Larry, you can weigh in anytime along this timeline of tales, so no problem for you to get the mic again. But Austin, I wonder if you would mind telling us what you know about that vision for the club and what your grandmother and the club's founders were hoping it could accomplish. What do you remember hearing and feeling about what was underway?
So I was not in Thomasville when this when the idea, the spark of the Boys and Girls Club began. But I was Philip and I were in Atlanta. We were getting ready to start our family. We were excited about at some point in time moving to Thomasville. But I had the deep honor when my grandmother Marguerite was in the final phase of her life. She was up in Atlanta, so I spent time with her. So I got to hear a lot of her vision, and this is something that's multi-generational in our family, and that is that with great opportunity, great things can happen. But not all people have access to great opportunity, and so my grandmother's really her vision was about creating opportunity. And for families and for kids. And so in Thomasville, what she recognized was that families, everybody is exactly the same. We all have children. We all want what's best for children. Some of us have access to great opportunity for our kids. Some of us have less opportunity. And she saw that she was able to give access to her children and her grandchildren, and she wanted the same for every family. And so that is really what, when she realized through that survey, which I didn't really know about, but that's what I'm learning, that Thomasville families, not every Thomasville family, felt like their kids had a safe place to go after school, or they were working and they didn't have the opportunity to put their children in a Y program. She's like, that is not about the future. We need to make sure there's a future where every child has access. And every family knows that they can provide for their family by working hard, but they can also know that their child is being provided for also. And so I guess 25 years later, she'd be pretty excited about what she sees today.
She would. It's interesting how, and this discussion was had, everybody was at the table when these things, when this was being developed, and there were other youth organizations, other entities, but there were some gaps, and Marguerite realized it, and others too, who were willing to step up and try to make it happen. There may still be. We're not a perfect community, but this organization and so many others have been supported and have been looking to make every family have the same kind of opportunity, because we do all care about the same things. We are the same. We are. I love that. But that's a wonderful way to look at it. Now, carrying on from that early day discussion, Lee, who was and is executive director, was here during the very first years and the first several years of that building and figuring it out and creating. Can you tell me kind of what were your greatest challenges and what were your greatest victories during the early years, or just something fun that you want to share from 25 years ago or whatever?
Well, we came to Thomasville for an interview, and I guess they liked me, so they invited me back. And so it was immediately the task was to get a club open as quickly as possible. The current building, which we are in now, the architect had already been hired. The site was in process of being developed. And so we knew that the thought was to get operations started as quickly as possible in a temporary location. We started out in a temporary location while this building was being built. And so the challenge was to first and foremost, find space that was accessible, because the task of Boys and Girls Clubs is to be located where it is most accessible by the kids that need the services. And so, this is a perfect location, so we wanted to find something in very close proximity. Fortunately, we found a warehouse over behind O'Neill's restaurant. And so we began the task of promoting that we were going to be opening soon. We had to get staff and all those great things. And so we were very, very busy, and really the time just went by so fast, we didn't get consumed by the challenges or think that we couldn't do it. We had a very supportive community. The board was behind us. The community was looking forward to it. And so once we found a facility that was suitable to house operations for a short period of time, everything started falling pretty much into place.
So I just want to make a comment, and that is, this gym is 25 years old. This gym receives no public government support. It's all nonprofit support and really good stewardship by the leadership. There are thousands of kids that go through this building for 25 years, but yet it looks pretty darn new. So, and that's another kind of tenet of the Boys and Girls Club, is that these kids deserve high quality places in which they will recreate, learn, grow, and become wonderful citizens in our community. And Lee's Lee's leadership, I can tell you, because we didn't have him for a little while, and this gym didn't look as great at that point in time, but it looks fabulous now. So, hats off to you, Lee.
Well, again, I I've always said this is a team effort, and I'm blessed, and it's truly a blessing to be a part of a wonderful organization with the support system and our staff. Our hat goes off to our staff. Let's give them a big hand. And then, of course, the board. What you don't realize is, from the very beginning, we were serving, and I'm glad to have our former staff here, several former employees, and we'll recognize them later. But we served, once we officially moved in February of 2000, we were serving close to 300 kids a day, just in this building. And our staff, they are some wonderful, wonderful people. They are very, very caring and concerned about the well-being of these kids. And unfortunately, they don't get paid a lot, but they are constantly, day in and day out, on the front lines with these kids. And so my hat goes off to our staff.
Marta, I wanted to interject that when Lee was hired, it took several months. We interviewed one candidate several times and decided no, and they said, well, this is our last hope. We sent Lee down, who'd never done this. He'd been a member, but never been head of a Boys and Girls Club. So we had a reception for the board to meet Lee and Marguerite and anyone else that's interested. And after the reception, I said, well, what do you think? She said, well, I don't know about him, but I think his wife would do great. But we couldn't be more pleased. I couldn't. From the time he started, it was like the world was off my shoulders. And Lee, I appreciate everything you've done. You've been great.
Again, community effort, and please, this is a shared success. And so,
He's humble.
yeah.
Well, Lee, you really were such a good choice then, and you're such a good choice now. There's just a magic that happens when the right person's in the right place, that's for sure. And I think many of you in the audience may know, but some may not know. Larry mentioned it. Lee was a club kid in Bristol, Virginia, as he was growing up. So he comes to this knowing even better than many of us at least, what it can mean to have the right kind of club and to be there. So can you just, from a positive impact and everything else, tell us about your club experience, if you don't mind. Can you remember that far back?
Some days. Let me say this, and it's amazing. Things that we did at the Boys Club, it was Boys Club back then, and girls snuck in, but it was primarily Boys Club. And I kid you not, some of the things that programmatically that were successful back then still have value today. And we are constantly introducing ideas and programs that I did and enjoyed as a club kid that the kids really grab it and run with it and really enjoy it. And so there's value in what we do, what we did years ago. But I'm the oldest of 5, grew up in public housing, mother, single head of household scenario. And so the Boys Club was my second home. It was my home away from home. And so as my mother worked multiple jobs, she knew that we were well cared for at the Boys Club. And so between my 10, 11 years as a club kid, and as soon as I graduated college in 1984, my former CEO at the club that I grew up in, he was promoted to Atlanta, the national headquarters. So he said, give me a call, and I got something for you. So my intent was to become a school teacher and a coach. And so I said, what the heck, I'll give him a call. And so, 30-some years later, I'm still here. But literally, between my time as a club kid and my time as a club professional, it's really the only thing that I've ever done.
Proof in the pudding, right there.
just like Lee's Club in Bristol and clubs all around the country, I guess, our club has had amazing positive stories with the club kids that have come through here in 25 years. There are hundreds of stories we could tell, but we invited 2 club kids who are not kids anymore, but we still call them club kids, back to tell us about their experience. The first is Lakita, who is I told you is a teacher at Harper now. Could you tell us your story? Think back to what was most important and what helped you shape your career and your life as a whole. Lakita?
So, good evening. I started the summer, I want to say of 2000, right after it opened, and walking in just like, wow, this is a big place. There's a lot of kids here. So that just started a trickle effect, just coming every day, being engaged, having staff members who are here who want to help. Again, other kids that you see, you going to school with them, we're gonna meet at the club tonight, we're gonna meet up, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this. And so walking in, seeing Mr. Wagner, is like, uh-oh, he has his shirt tucked in, I don't think he's gonna play with us. And he comes into the gym and he plays, he laughs. It just made it even more fun knowing that everyone was connected for one particular reason, which is for us to have fun and have someplace safe to be in the afternoons. Leaving that, Mr. Wagner opened up multiple opportunities for us. We knew college was in our sight. Some of the kids that we grew up with, college was just another word that was used, but he actually used those opportunities to actually let us go and travel and see things. And we were connected with Thomas University with the Gear Up program, and we visited colleges all over. The furthest we went was Howard University in Washington, and it was amazing. We still talk about it to this day, how amazing it was for us to be chosen, for us to go and experience everything. That was my first time at Cheesecake Factory. I was like, ooh! So the opportunities were there. He was willing, the staff was willing, we all enjoyed it. It became something to talk about around town, in class, meeting up, walking. I'm begging my mom, can I just walk to the club with everybody else? I don't need a ride, I just want to walk with everybody else. And we all came and we just enjoyed each other. It became like a family. That pushed on, graduated high school, started at technical college. I got multiple diplomas and certifications and degrees there. Thomas University, I had no choice but to go. They opened my eyes, so I went there and I received my bachelor's of science in elementary education. Just recently this week, I got accepted into Valdosta State University to complete my master's education. So it's a trickling effect. It really made a difference to know that you have options. You're not just stuck in one place. Thomasville is small, but we had an outlet. We had somewhere to go. We did vision boards before there was even a vision board. Wow effect. We did those things, putting $1 into a frame if you feel as though you want to be an entrepreneur. Visiting other colleges, having other high schools around. It made it worthwhile. The investment was there before we even knew that that's what we were doing. So it was a very good experience. I even had the pleasure of coming back and working one summer. And again, it was a good experience. It was eye-opening. It was really a moment in time where you just stopped and said, wow. Even when they opened the teen center, now that was a wow. I don't have to stop coming here at 12? Oh man, and just being able to sneak over there when they're doing the small things. We got in trouble, of course, but sneaking over just to see the work that's going on and to just be able to still be connected. It still is now, even coming back. I'm just like, whoa. We got memories in the gym. Mr. Wagner's here. We got memories playing in his office. We got memories, his office over there and being in the middle. It's just a full circle moment.
So,
Marty, can I share one thing that she reminded me of, and it's very important very important thing to share. She mentioned how it can be, as a little 6, 7, 8-year-old, it can be very intimidating coming to a Boys and Girls Club, especially when you come into the main entrance. We call it organized chaos because it's loud, it's a lot of excitement, kids, I'm going to say walking fast from point A to point B. And so it can be intimidating for a child entering those doors for the first time. It can be intimidating and concerning for a parent as well. And there have been times where kids will cry when they enter for the first time and the parents pretty much force them to stay. They are upset, they cry, and they're very nervous. But at the end of the day, and what's most rewarding, that same child that was crying coming in, they were crying not to have to go home at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so that's a compliment to our staff for creating an inviting, loving, caring, nurturing environment to make sure that those kids felt safe and loved and having everything that they need.
Fun, friends, exposure, interests, so many different things that you both do. There's just so much to happen when you're in a place that you enjoy.
I'm going to share one more thing.
Okay?
Got the mic.
You knew the risk.
It's okay.
We gambled at the Boys and Girls Club. We gambled at the Boys
Is
and
the
Girls
police
Club.
chief here?
Now, and again, this is not about me, and I please, this is not about me. This is about a community that's come together to create something special for our kids. But when we were just this one club, I had a lot more time to interact with the kids and get to know them. They got to know me. It seemed like it seemed like overnight we went from one club to 3 clubs. That's when things changed and I became less visible and accessible to the kids. But I would always, first and foremost, let me say, and I challenge the staff, any game out there, pool table, ping pong, bumper pool, it doesn't matter. I'm undefeated for 25 years. Now, Marvin Davis might disagree with that, but he was the person that I beat up on most. We used to gamble. I would tell the kids, whether it be ping pong or pool or here in the gym. We'll use the gym as an example. Okay, you give me 3 shots. I'll shoot the ball anywhere you want me to shoot it from. You give me 3 chances to make 1 shot. And it's going to cost you. If I make that 1 shot, you're going to have to do either 25, 50 sit-ups or push-ups. If I miss all 3 shots, then I owe you pizza, Coke, whatever it is you want. And a lot of kids took me up on that offer. And a lot of kids are more physically fit today as a result of that. But we were very, very competitive. And we challenged the kids, but you know what? The kids enjoyed that competition because it made them better because they had the desire to beat the staff. So those were really some fun moments. Like I said, unfortunately nowadays, I really don't have the time or opportunity to interact anymore, but every now and then we'll get a chance to interact.
Okay, Lee, how many people in the audience shot those baskets with you? Come on, who did?
Mainly over here.
A lot of people? So, yeah. Raise your hand tall so we see you. Was it true? Was he pretty good? Absolutely. Better than pretty good, huh?
Marvin, I remember you and I played one of many games. We played to 21. The game went to 21. I spotted you 19 points and still beat you.
Memory's a good thing, Lee. I hope it's right. Now, Lee mentioned staff. That's such an important thing to point out. I also think it's really important, of course, to recognize as we think about this, how many volunteers through these years there have been, how many ways people have been involved in making this organization great. The volunteers, they go from the gamut of board members. A lot of board members are involved in the club with volunteer work. Volunteers are here to help with programs, to tutor, to do so many things. There are also volunteers, board members and volunteers who mentor children. And the next story that we want to hear is about two individuals, maybe three. We should count. Oh, she's not here. Okay. Well, we don't have to count her. She didn't come. So. Two people who had a story that started with the time when Sammy, who was serving on the board, and it was also a strong support of the club in a lot of ways. Sammy and his wife Kim wanted to become mentors to a club kid, and they approached Lee and talked about that possibility. And Lee introduced the Dixons to Robert Peterson, who was a club kid. That story became much more than a mentor story, and we want to hear about it. Tell us about it, guys. Robert and Sammy on the end.
So I met Larry when I moved to town and through a mutual friend, and I had been involved with the Boys and Girls Club in Charlotte, Naples, Fort Lauderdale. This was my fourth, and now involved in Tallahassee, which Robert's on the board also now. And through that, got on the board here, got to know Lee, told Lee that I'd like to get to know a kid, that my wife and I had just gotten married, didn't have kids, but we wanted it to be worthwhile. And we met Robert. And it was a interesting relationship to begin with. And I say that Ms. Davis is sitting out there. I'll agree with Hillary Clinton on one thing: it takes a village. And but we were able to be introduced to Robert. Robert became basically part of our family to part of our family. And today, Robert graduated from high school, went on to ABAC, finished up at Flagler, 3 tours, took two in Afghanistan, one in Iraq. A Marine now, and now works for me in our credit area at the bank. So, being a small part of this club, starting with Larry Harmon and Lee Wagner, we've got one of 3 of the greatest joys of our life, which Robert is our oldest son. The youngest is sitting over there with a Georgia shirt on,
Stand up.
And then our daughter. But without this club, we wouldn't have the family we do. And I am eternally grateful for that. So,
What
Robert?
a story, Robert. How did it feel from your side of the story?
First, I want to say Mr. Wagner was lying. He didn't win not one basketball game. Everything else was true, but he can't play no basketball. Second of all, I just want to say I'm thankful to God first for giving me this opportunity, for giving me the opportunity to meet, Sammy and everybody in the Boys and Girls Club. And I was one of the bad kids. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was one of the bad kids. I never listened. Thought everybody was lying. I thought I knew everything. So I came to the Boys and Girls Club. Me and all my friends, we just wanted to play basketball. We seen the goals and they had free food. So we just played basketball. And we was leaving, and Mr. Wagner said, "Where you going?" I said, "I'm going home." He said, "No, you finna do some homework." So he said, "Before you play basketball, you're gonna do your homework." So we started doing our homework. I brought him my report card. He seen all 5 F's. He said, "No basketball." So Mr. Wagner, he talked to me, but I didn't listen. So I was listening, but not really. So I met Miss Davis, Mr. Leon, the Boys and Girls Club staff, and they just kept being on to me. They kept talking to me. They saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. And I just started listening, and it was like, if you want to change these F, you have to study. So I came here, and my teacher was like, "You're never going to graduate." So I told Miss Davis, she said, "Robert, don't listen to him. If you listen to me, you're going to graduate." So I said, "Miss Davis, if you lie to me, I'm going to walk away. I'm not going to talk to you ever again, but I'm going to try." So I started tutoring with Miss Davis, Mr. Leon, Mr. Wagner, started tutoring. My grades started getting better, and graduation came. I graduated. I graduated. The Boys and Girls Club was there, but Miss Davis kept saying I lacked discipline. So I wanted to join the branch, the Marine Corps, because they taught me discipline. So they was the hardest branch. So I went to Paris Island for 3 months, graduated, and at the end of my graduation, the Boys and Girls Club was there at the end. Miss Davis.
Miss Davis, can you say that, Miss Davis? This is my second one right there.
She drove all the way from Thomasville, Georgia to South Carolina, Paris Island to watch me graduate from the United States Marine Corps.
She wasn't on.
The whole family did. Mr. Leon did, Mr. Sammy, everybody came. Mr. Wagner, the whole Boys and Girls Club came.
Those that were here early on remember Mr. Leon. Robert gets his first opportunity to interview for a job at McDonald's. And Robert's shoes were horrible. Mr. Leon took his shoes off his feet and gave them to Robert to go interview. That's the kind of people that Lee Wagner had brought into this place and what it means. And I will say this, each and every one of you, it only takes touching one kid. You never know what it's going to do. And giving an hour a month sounds like a lot, it's nothing. And what you get in return is a lifelong of happiness. And every kid, as often said, doesn't have the same opportunities. So those who have the opportunities and the means, we need to be grateful and give back. So,
I agree. Like I was saying, he came, graduated with Paris Island. I went to Afghanistan. I was scared. They were shooting bombs at me. But I called Miss Davis. She picked up. She said, Robert, get down, baby. I'll be there. So I came on.
She said I'd be there.
She said she'll be there. She picked up in the middle of her meeting. And I said, what should I do? She said, just get down. I said, okay, I got it. I came home, finished college. Sammy hired me. I just want to say thank you and everything. And my main message I want to say to all the kids, it's not where you start, it's where you finish. Because I started here. I started here, Thomasville, Georgia, and I ended up in a country called Dubai. And I couldn't even spell it, but I just knew I ended up somewhere other than Thomasville. So my main thing is don't quit, keep going. You fall down 9 times, get up 10. Don't make excuses. Excuses are tools of incompetence. Be your monuments and nothing. You're going to be something you're going to believe. Thanks for the Boys and Girls invested in me, and I hope you guys invest in the Boys and Girls Club.
What a fabulous success story, and what a wonderful thing to have a part of family. I think Miss Davis is really still the one, right? But to have a new family, it's not new anymore, but to have been embraced and to have many opportunities and the love and care and the opportunities you have, Robert. Congratulations on family and doing that.
Thank you.
And it's all about us taking care of each other, whoever we are, whoever we come into contact with, caring. We're all the same. We are. Lee still has the microphone. He wants to say something else.
Thank you, Robert and Sammy, for sharing. Thank all of you for sharing. Let me say this, and we have a fantastic staff now, and we've always had good staff. I am, one of the things, I take great pride in pushing our staff and helping them to go to the next level. Miss Andrea Davis Peoples was with us for a number of years, and she's fantastic, as again all of our staff are. But she just was a natural at the job and certainly dedicated. And stand up, Miss Peoples. Miss Peoples is now the CEO of Boys and Girls Clubs of Mitchell County and has been for a number of years. So, in my mind, it's not just about helping the kids succeed and go to the next level. It's about helping the staff go to the next level as well. And so I take great pride in pushing our staff to take on opportunities outside of this organization if they so desire.
You know, there's so, yes, thank you. We've heard a number of successes and stories as we've carried this through. And if you look around the room and you think about the people you know who've been a part of this, there are hundreds and hundreds of stories that could be told that we would all love to know about. But thank you for sharing, giving us a glimpse of some of the things that rise to the top of what your mind is and what has worked for you. Lakita, Robert, Sammy, all of you, thank you for being part of that. All those stories are important, but if you try to capture the full impact of what this club has been able to do, it's kind of hard to get your arms around it, isn't it? But I think we should try. And Austin, would you give us a little bit of give us some factors that help us kind of see into the depth of impact this club has had? You don't mind?
Thank you. So actually, I was supposed to be led with, when we originally got together, we were like, well, what would your grandmother think 25 years later? And remember, she never got to see this building open because she died in May before it was opened in October. So she did not see it. But what's amazing, and I asked Lee to give me data points. Those of you who know me, I like everything to be grounded in data. Let's make sure that we're really making a difference. And it's amazing. 25 years later, Lee gave me some stats. 95% graduation rate of our seniors. That's much higher than the county or public school, the county or the city school system. 21,000 youth served. She could have never imagined that many coming through here. What I think is really interesting is 26,500 meals a year are being served to these young people. Oh my gosh. And if you see the size of that kitchen, it's hard to believe. 11,000 snacks per year. But what is really neat is that the students here, the young people that come here, they know that they can dream and aspire to have any future that they go for, as we heard from you. Thank you so much for sharing your story. You're awesome. Can't wait for you to be a mentor to a kid here. Thank you. I'm glad I just recruited him. But kids here go to the military. We heard that. They go to college. They go to trade school. Young people, excuse me, I'm not supposed to say kids, but I have 2 kids, so I'll say it. That's a typical track, and we also have doctors, we have lawyers, we have entertainers, we have educators, we have folks that have gone to Wall Street. But most importantly, we have citizens that are here making sure their families and their kids are giving back to this community, and they know that it's important for them to be a part of a community. So I think that she would be well pleased. And so I can't wait till our 50th.
You'll need to get another moderator. I won't be here. I'm sure. I'll be here for a while, but not 50. Not to 50. So amazing to think about those numbers and the success and that it's continuing. And Robert, they still get food here. They still are. Apparently, food is still one of the things.
Lots of pizza.
27,000. So thank you, panelists, for sharing your story. Thank you, everyone, for your kind attention to our don't leave yet. I have one thing that we want to end with. We, the panel, want to leave you with this quote from Marguerite. It is, never underestimate the power of a few committed people to change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. So our challenge to all of us in this room, you're not ready to leave tonight, I'm not dismissing you, but our challenge to all of us when we leave tonight is find those few people who share the passions that you share, and then go out and change the world, okay? We want to hear about it. Thanks, everybody.
Ms. Scott Morrow, will you join me on the stage, please? Mrs. Scott Morrow, will you please join me on the stage? If I had a spotlight, she's in the corner to the back. Woohoo! Just get up and walk. As she comes, one of our alumni, Keith Bentley, he's on the wall in the back. he was gonna come and join us, but the weather was bad and he couldn't travel. It was a 6-hour drive. So he couldn't be here tonight to do this special presentation. Lord, I feel like she's like the train tracks that's back there. So when these doors opened 25 years ago, this young lady stepped in these doors too. And she has been with these kids for 25 years. So I asked her, can Mr. Stephen come tonight? Mr. Stephen has to work, but Publix is here tonight. So Mr. Stephen, her husband, is here to join us tonight as well. Thank you. This is a small, okay. This is a small token and a small appreciation for what you do for the kids here, the kids that have gone, and the kids that will come. We thank you so much.
I promise you, she's not this quiet.
We'll hear about it.
Had I known that, would have kept the people quiet. Oh, man. I'm sorry, we got a little ahead of ourselves, but we'll get back to the program. You know, we talked about growth as an organization. I mentioned a little while ago where we went from what seemed like overnight, we went from one organization to 3 organizations, with 3 clubs, excuse me, 3 clubs. In March of 2007, we opened the Teen Center. And then in December of 2009, we had the pleasure of connecting with our friends and neighbors in Cairo, Grady County. And I'm pleased to share with you that that club has been an amazing success in meeting the needs of the youth in that community. We have with us Charles Renaud. Charles is a founding board member in Cairo, Grady County. Charles is a visionary, and he's really done a fantastic job of being a visionary for the club. You know, it was his thoughts, his ideas to try to name the club after Jackie Robinson. As a result of Jackie Robinson's ties to that community, and he made it happen. And as a result of, again, his being a visionary, the Atlanta Braves have partnered with that club and have been partners for a number of years. So, as a result of your work, so thank you. Let's give him a big hand. So as we celebrate this organization, the Cairo Club is a vital part of this organization. So we wanted you to hear about the great things that are going on at the Cairo Club. And we have corporate board member Donica Williams to come up and share about the great things going on at the Cairo Club. Let's give her a hand.
I'm glad that Lee was able to toot Charles's horn so I didn't have to. Kind of have to do that a lot anyway. Lee asked me to give a little insight into the Jackie Robinson Boys and Girls Club and what it means to the Grady County community. The Jackie Robinson Boys and Girls Club in Grady County has a unique honor in that it represents the legacy of both the barrier-breaking Jackie Robinson and the civic activist Margaret Neel Williams by being an active member of the Margaret Neel Williams Boys and Girls Club of Southwest Georgia for the past 14 years. The club serves as a beacon of hope for more than 250 youth annually. Daily, the average number of youth participating in programs and activities designated to increase academic performance, build character, and teach critical thinking skills is close to 150. We know firsthand that the Boys and Girls Club makes a difference in Cairo and Grady County and the lives of our children. We know that by keeping the club open, we play an active role in decreasing juvenile crimes and teen pregnancies while increasing high school graduation rate. Our trained professional staff and volunteers are making a difference in the lives of our youth, and from after school and summer programs to character and leadership development, education and career development, health and life skills, sports and recreation, the arts, and much more. We are happy to be a part of the Margaret Neel Williams Boys and Girls Club of Southwest Georgia, and we look forward to the future. And just so you know, we are looking forward to opening our own teen center, hopefully in August of this year is the plan. And we thank Lee and the staff and each and every one of you for helping us be a part of that, and we look forward to the future.
Again, thank you, Donica, thank you, Charles, and thank you to all the wonderful advisory board members and corporate board members representing Cairo Grady County. Again, you guys are doing amazing work, and we're certainly happy to have you as part of this great organization. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me say this. Again, I haven't seen a lot of traffic back there for the art, so please, I expect everyone to walk out with a piece of art. Everything needs to be gone, so please submit your bid. We don't have much longer to make those bids. I'm going to just say a few things, and I'm not going to hold you long. I want to recognize Monica Austin. Thank you, Monica, she was the leader of the wonderful dance that the kids did. And we appreciate that. And again, our staff were a part of that as well. I want to thank my family. You know, we've been doing this here in Thomasville for a number of years, and it really takes a village, but my family has been certainly a force and a support system that has made it happen. So my family, whatever credit we might deserve as a part of this, my family certainly deserves credit as well. Now, it's not often that my family gets over on me, but they really pulled a big one tonight. And I'm pleased I'm going to ask my family to stand. I've got...
Can I do my program, please?
My oldest daughter, Michelle, made it down from Charlotte, North Carolina. My son Brian is here, and Michelle has 3 beautiful daughters. Brian has three kids, 17-year-old twins that just celebrated their 17th birthday yesterday. And we certainly thank Brian. Brian has been, he's now a first responder, and so we thank him for his service. Michaela, my granddaughter, was here somewhere. Oh, there she is. She moved. So we thank you for being here. And of course, the baby, Aaliyah. Believe it or not, Aaliyah was less than a year old when we moved here. But I thank you to my wonderful family. I love you guys, and you have been an integral part of this journey. Can't forget my wife. She's guys, I'm sorry. You made a mistake by giving me the mic. I know we're trying to get out of here.
Yes, can I have
but
that, please?
I have to share this. I remember our first trip to Thomasville. We were coming down for the interview. And I think we had got to, then we came Georgia 300 and maybe got to the Cordell area. You know, she came sort of kicking and screaming. Like, the first problem was you couldn't get to Thomasville on the interstate. So that sort of aroused her suspicion. And the first cotton field we saw, she looked at me and said, "Where are you bringing me?" But she's been a trooper. It was really our plan to only be here for a couple of years and try to get back a little closer to home. It's a 10-hour drive, and we grew up together. It's a 10-hour drive, and so, you know, she wanted to get back home, but God had it another way, and so we continue to be here. But love my family, from the youngest to the oldest, and they have been very well received by this community, so thank you.
sit at the table with Marta, please?
With your permission, can I say one more thing?
No. Go. Boy, they say you give them an inch and they take a mile. He took a journey. Each year we have to present a video to our
extended family era, where
each year we have to present a video for a grant that we do. So this is the video presentation that showcases 25 years.
I grew up in that extended family era where regardless of where you went in the community, you had extended family. It might have been neighbors, relatives, but someone was always looking out for your well-being. Our staff are extended family as far as I'm concerned. You know, we care about the kids, we love the kids, we want to ensure their well-being.
Miss Scott, Miss Sandra, and all the other great women that came into my life, you know, they helped me stay focused, they helped guide me. With the help of everybody, I was able to be successful today.
My grandmother was a visionary, and sometimes she would come up with ideas and folks would have to come along, and she wanted all boys and girls in Thomasville to be able to have access to quality after-school care, as well as development, as well as sports. So that's when she really realized that Thomasville could use a Boys and Girls Club, and it's amazing to think here we are 25 years later, and we couldn't imagine a Thomasville without it.
They instilled so much into us, what to do after you graduate high school, how to become an adult. It became a family. So after school, I'd come see my friends and family here at the Boys and Girls Club.
It's helped me out tremendously. It made me to become the woman I am today. And I'm very grateful for being a member and also staff now.
We've established a solid foundation for over the first 25 years. Now we have to really enhance that foundation and expand our reach to serve more kids and have a greater impact in the lives of more kids for the next 25 years.
I still have kids now, and they say I had a big impact on their life. That was not my goal. My goal was just to work with them, just plant some seeds or water or fertilize, just to add a little bit extra, that's all.
Having the right people in the right place at my right time, it really made a difference.
They are there not just for their members from the time that they get dropped off to the time they get home. They really are involved in their entire lives and are all rooting for their success. So I think it's invaluable to our community, and I look forward to the next 25 years.
The biggest thing I think, besides safety, besides making sure that they feel empowered, a sense of belonging, is what we're teaching them, which is their life skills. Everyday things that they may have to encounter, we're trying to make sure that they're equipped.
If it weren't for the Boys and Girls Club, I probably wouldn't be standing here now talking to you, so that's the impact that it gave on me.
We need to enhance our circle of support so that we can continue to do great things and do even bigger and better things moving forward.
It was more than life than the circumstances I was in. It taught me to work hard. It just taught me to just work for a goal and don't stop till you get it.
You know, I think that Lee has really, really done a wonderful job of making sure that the club is well resourced, that the needs of his members are always being met. This is his life mission and his life work.
I think it just all stems from him growing up in the Boys and Girls Club and all the opportunities that he's had and the people that impacted his life.
He didn't say much, but when he did say something, it was good to listen. And he's still like that to this day. You know, he's gonna give you something. If you need something, he'll be there for you. If you call him, he'll answer the phone. So Mr. Wagner's always gonna be family, so.
He loves children and loves to be influential, he wants to see children do better. And I think he's a great role model.
He is the best ping pong player that I've ever met in my life. He's the best. But the kids, he would have them thinking that he was not so good. He challenged them, and it was just amazing to see that part of him. Then I wonder, now I see why you're a club kid. Because he's actually a club kid. He grew up in the club. To see that interaction with those kids, he's just made for what he does.
He had a shirt tucked in and his pants were ironed. I'm like, he's probably not fun. And so when I actually saw him, I want to say it was It was the same year I started playing basketball, and his shirt tucked in. I was like, oh, okay, he may be kind of cool. And then
He knew how to talk to you. He knew how to communicate with you, how to get his point across, without making you feeling, you know, he was pouncing down on you.
His impact is huge. He is really I would say one of the main reasons this club has been as successful as it is. But it's because he's been in the background, though. He's hidden. Like I said, it's the foundation. He's the foundation of it.
He was a good, strong man, and he's a hard worker. He tries to influence his employees to be better people. He's just a good man.
Just want to say congratulations. You have earned it. I'm very proud of you, and I love you.
It's a team. I've always said from day one, it's a team. Each and every one of you are part of the team. Thank you. We love you. So very, very much.
Thank you all. Miss Barbara, will you please stand? Yes, ma'am. So Miss Barbara has, I want to say, 2 generations that have been coming to the club. And we do have something very special for you. It's just not ready yet, but we would like to say thank you for continuing to believe in the Boys and Girls Club.
They said you wouldn't make it so far, and ever since they said it's been hard. But never mind the night you had to cry, 'cause you had never let it go inside. You worked real hard, and you know exactly what you want and need, so believe, and you can never give up. You can reach your goals. Just talk to your soul and say,
His granddaughter did a very fantastic dance for him. we won't have the conversation about Michaela and the dance. But one last thing, we would like to welcome Mr. Marvin Dawson for closing remarks. And then 33 minutes. Woo!
I got y'all for the next 30 minutes. How's everybody doing tonight? You had a wonderful time? Oh my goodness. This is amazing. This is amazing. Amazing job, Tiffany, putting all of this together. Let's get it. And let's forget it. She couldn't do it all by herself. She's gonna need some help taking the table down in a little while. But this was amazing. One of the things that really caught my attention was when Mr. Wagner was up here talking about in 25 years playing games with the youth, he beat them every year. Now, Rob, I'm shocked that you let Mr. Wagner beat you. And I heard somebody behind me say, he cheated. Because the athlete in me wanted to push all those tables out of the way and find out what Mr. Wagner knew on that basketball court. Now, before I get to my last part, I picked up, and I thought Dr. Mason was going to be up here with me and we're going to do this together, but I do it by myself. I picked up a little piece of the dance routine. Yeah, I'm not going to try to do the taps, but I am going to do a piece of the dance routine, and I want everybody to do it with me, okay? Now, and I saw in the first dance routine with the young kids, and then with the two young ladies, they all did the same thing, okay? We're not going to do the clap, but I want everybody to do that. Come on with me, come on. Everybody, I want to see everybody do it. Because I have you doing this for a reason. Okay, now, we can stop. Now let me get to this piece. Hold on. They're going to take me long. But, the club been here for 25 years. I've, been around for 28. But I do want to say this. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us tonight at the Boys and Girls Club. Great Futures Dinner. For the past 25 years, our club has been dedicated to improving the lives of children in our community, providing them with a safe and supportive environment where they can learn, grow, and thrive. Thanks to the generosity of donors like you, we have been able to make a real difference in the lives of so many children. Your support has helped us provide educational programs, mentorship opportunities, and essential resources that have empowered our youth to reach their full potential. Tonight, we are asking for your continued support to help us carry on this important work. Your donations will enable us to expand our programs, reach more children in need, and continue to make a positive impact on our community. Please consider making a donation tonight to help us ensure that every child who walks through our doors has the opportunity to build a great future. Together, we can make a difference in the lives of these children and help them reach their full potential. Thank you for your generosity and support. And let me tell you, I had to read this part because this piece keeps me on script, but I have dedicated the last, maybe 10 years or so with the Boys and Girls Club. This was and serving on the board, and I even had the pleasure to serve as the board chair one year. Well, no, I'm sorry. 3 years, because they made me stay an extra year in January with me. But this is something that I am so grateful for, being a part of this Boys and Girls Club, being able to drive by here or walk through here, and the kids just come up to you and say, hey, Mr. Marvin, they give you a hug, or they see you in the grocery store, they give you a hug. And you know, you can't remember every child's name unless you're working with them every single day. And I'm like, hey, you know, I'm giving it, I give them the love right back. But I am so grateful to be a part of the Boys and Girls Club. I'm so grateful for what Marguerite Neel Williams Boys and Girls Club has done in Thomasville, what we're doing in Cairo. It's amazing. And we're getting ready to open up a new location in Cairo. This is exciting times for what we're doing about trying to change the lives of the kids in our communities. That's why when our kids graduate from high school, they have a plan for their life. They go on off to college or the military, or they go to trade school, they get a job, they do something really productive with their lives. And the reason they're able to do all of these things is because folks like yourself. So you can look in the mirror at yourself when you get home tonight and say, I made a difference in somebody's life. That was me. That's what I did. When you see these kids dancing and gaining scholarships, some of them couldn't be here tonight because there was an honors night going on at one of the high schools. But when you see things like that happening and making a difference in our community, for these kids, you should pat yourself on the back. I'm grateful. I walk with my head up high when I tell anybody that I'm from Thomasville, Georgia. Well, this is where I live now, and y'all have adopted me. I'm from Batesburg, North Carolina. But to wrap this up, I just want to say thank you, to all of you. Thank you for being here tonight, first of all, and just thank you for what you do to support the Boys and Girls Club every day. A lot of you come in here and you give your time, you give your treasures, you give your talents. You do a little bit of it all to make a difference, because you know if you sow that seed here, how it's going to end up right there, Robert. When you sow that seed here, that's what happens, Marvin Davis. When that seed gets sowed here, all of those kids we just saw walk out of here, oh, they're coming back. They're going to make a difference. They're going to pour into somebody else's life. I guarantee you that. And the reason why is because you made a difference. You say, well, Marvin, my $10 ain't gonna make a difference. Yes, it will. You put it in the pot with the rest. And it runs into thousands. It runs into millions. So that's what we have to continue to do. Continue to make a difference. Continue to pour in our young kids' lives. And if you do that, you'll get so much self-gratification out of that. I promise you will. But you gotta make a difference. That's your duty as a human being, make a difference in somebody's life. All right, I'm done. I love you all. Thank you. Okay, give me some more. That's an easy thing. See, that right there tell me, see, that's how those donations are gonna flow in, just like that. That's what's gonna happen there. Thank you. Dr. Mason.
But I promise you, I'll skip skedaddle before the rain comes. Thank you all for your kind donation. Thank you all for being here tonight, and we'll see you again next year.